Hey guys, today we are covering Group B from the tournament. This is still the rounds of 5. I will show you the screen with how the tournament goes. You could see this on the last one and enjoy the content and see you at the table. And welcome to the table. This time we'll be focusing on the game played by Ectelion. Let's meet the players at the table. Ectelion from France, New Touch from Poland, the only woman in the tournament. Komushi from Japan, Realism also from Poland, and Wadu, I believe he's from France as well. So we have a nice group of French and Poles here, and just a little bit of Japan in there. This is first game of Group B, so I think I cracked the code of how to show you the groups. Let me know in the comments if you agree. So first I'm going to show you game 1, then I'm going to show you like some results from other games, and I am going to show you the second important games and the final result, so you'll know how the game went. Again, let me know how you like it. I think that's the best that I can do to show you like the whole progress of the group and keep it within the one video. And about keeping it in one video, let's go here. Ephesos 5-player. I think Ephesos is pretty weak in 5-player. I think that's the weakest that the Ephesos ever is. This is the worst player count for Ephesos, simply because like 6-player I guess is kind of hard as well, because Ephesos doesn't. Ephesos relies on trading posts, and there is only one trading post each still in this player count. That's as many as there are in 3 and 4 players. So other cards are increased, trading posts are not. They are still very good, so other players might snatch them, and it's pretty hard for Ephesos a lot of the time. Also, the 5-player count and 6-player count, but to lesser extent, it's very hard to go for the single tablets, and let me explain that by looking here. This is in French, but we have Scriptorium, it's doubled, just as in 4-player. Then we have a single library and a single school. That's the problem, it's hard to get those cards. In 6-player, for example, we get additional library, and here it is doubled, but again, like the standard Ephesos chain is sometimes hard to do here. But let's go with this game. What should we choose? Should we go A? Should we go B? This is a real question. I think in this instance, I would like to not rely on stone. The stone corner is here. Like everybody here would like some stone. I would like to be like outside of the stone needs. So I would choose the A side, but let's see what this guy does. And he goes B, he disagrees, but he is rewarded with the Timber Yard. I guess that has to be the pickup. In 5-player, it's very important, like your first hand is super important. You want it to be good for 2 reasons, because reason 1 is that you picked from it, obviously, but the second reason is that this is the only hand that gets back. And I guess there is a pick for us, no matter what comes back. The worst card is Press, but I would imagine this is getting picked actually by the Babylon player, so should be pretty good on the wheel. Okay, so strategically, this looks like a green corner. Like Babylon has to do something in green. It's not possible for Babylon to, on this side especially, to just discourage green. He will most likely try to play for some, how do you say it, some red, but it might be hard. I imagine Halicarnassus mostly is in green most of the time, but you can be surprised sometimes. Here, difficult choice, I would say. I'm not a huge fan of Altar. There is only 2 Altars, 1 Pantheon. That's never a good combination. Buffs might be even better here. But I would probably, given that this is already picked, like we aren't interested in that one, we are interested in the other one. But I imagine the other one might be picked as well by the Rhodos player. So I imagine Lumberyard or Orvain sound pretty good. I think both are fine. Maybe Orvain is a little better here. But I would not be surprised with any of these, and Apothecary can be considered here. Let's not kid ourselves. We can try to be the heavy green player, but it might be hard for us. It's Orvain. I agree with that pickup. Here comes the interesting hand, I would say. Glassworks is at a premium, I would say. It's very important for Babylon, so denying the access here is very important. It will probably give us some gold from Halicarnassus. That's always good. We also deny it from Giza. You might not realize, but glass is actually pretty important for Giza, and I'll just show you quickly why. This one, Town Hall, it's only a single, but you know, that's pretty important. And also this one, this is a heavy hitter for Giza. Sometimes Giza even goes for this one, which also requires glass. So glass usually like not the best or even like the worst, the least important, but actually for Giza it's quite important. I can't imagine going for green now. Like I can imagine splashing Scriptorium, but I think Glassworks just seems too tasty. And we do the jiggle, and I disagree. I can understand the reason why he does this. The reason is that Halicarnassus, if he wants to go green, he needs to like use every pick, I guess, right? And we are not enabling Halicarnassus with the battle pickup. But the truth is that what will happen is that Babylon will pick the battle anyway. So we will not get rid of the battle pickup for Halicarnassus, and also it's important to starve maybe Halicarnassus in some situations, but H2 there is double of every gray in 5-player, so he will not have troubles getting into the requirements for the second stage. So I actually disagree with that pickup, but it's okay. Here I think, given that we played for Stone Pit, we actually have a unique chance to play the guard tower here, and I imagine it has to be the guard tower here. Okay, it's hide for the guard tower. I think that's pretty decent as well. And then it will be the pickup for the barracks. That's the one that I imagine. These players, by the way, this tournament, if I haven't said that enough already, this is played turn-based. These are all like extremely good players with a lot of experience on the ladder, with a lot of experience in multiple player counts, including 5-player, with a lot of tournament experience, with a lot of tournament experience in turn-based as well. So these people are tracking every card. Like whenever this comes to him, like he knows what he can expect, right? He knows it's either like stone, clay, and press, and he's constantly thinking what will come to him. And he knew that the barracks was coming. He knew that Rhodos couldn't pick the second one, so that's why he hit the stockade. Sorry, not the stockade, the guard tower. So here this is just Claypool. I don't think there is anything else to this. So let's see. He did end up picking Glassworks, so I guess that was not that bad. But I don't love our position. What I love, on the other hand, is the Caravanserai that we got. And I think this has to be the pickup. I guess Vineyard is okay. How many Vineyards are there? Let me quickly check 2. Oh, sorry, I checked the wrong one. Oh, only 1. 9. Maybe, but Caravanserai will give us more money down the line, so it has to be Caravanserai. The other consideration is just walls. If this wasn't Rhodos, maybe we could see that, but when it's Rhodos, you usually just want to win here. So this one is pretty interesting, actually. We are probably hiding. Sorry, guys. One of those. Let me just quickly drink. We're probably hiding one of those, or we are playing the Loom. Right now, Rhodos has a trouble accessing all the requirements, so I think actually we might just hide the Loom. That might be the play here. We can also just play the Loom and just hope that Rhodos will pay us. Hard to say. We also have to like pick our battles. I don't know. I like all of these plays. I like picking Loom, I like hiding Loom, and I like hiding, for example, Lab here as well. This makes a lot of sense. To me, probably the least sense. So I think I would just play the Loom here, because we are also denying Giza with that play. Oh, he hides the lab. The fact that I don't like about hiding the lab is that if you are tracking... no, actually workshop is here. Okay, so actually like this. I thought this was in the discard, but it's here, so... Oh, but he changes his mind. He went through all the options that we talked about. And I love this. I love this. This just proves how tough this choice was. In the end, he did this. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's a good move, I think. Aqueduct has to be played here. I don't know. We have a problem on the reds. Like, we are well equipped to play a lot of reds, but we won't get the chances probably. He played like the one that he could, so I imagine we can just play the double. Yeah, Aqueduct is solid here. Cannot argue with that. Okay, so I think it's red here. It's pretty sad to pass him Forum, and then he can get the Loom. I imagine like the best outcome for us would be to hide the Loom here. So they... I guess that's just realism then. That doesn't have like the Giza that doesn't. But that's the problem with the Grey Denial. Like, it just doesn't work usually. But yeah, I think it's just stables, and then another red should be coming our way. Yeah, the training ground is here, and I think this looks like very reasonable. I think Rhodos here has a lot of troubles, because he will just lose both reds despite heavily investing in reds. H1. This has to be a berry. We might be concerned with not having enough good picks, like we might need to discard one card in this game, but I think it shall be fine. My hair is driving me crazy. I have to cut it soon. So this is not terrible actually. This is just Haven, which is okay, but every red could be considered, but I think this is Haven. I imagine... I don't know. I imagine one of those could be played, but I really wouldn't. Like, it's just too soon. But he disagrees. I don't like it that much. Like, we still can lose or draw versus them. They can be like pushed to a situation where they have to play it anyway. And this is a very hard choice. I imagine he's not playing. He's playing at the best one green here, and yeah, he's probably playing like 2 or 3 maybe. So that would be 4, 8. So this would be 8. Is that good enough? You tell me. I think it's not. Okay, let's think it that way. Like, we play arena. This guy plays probably the magistrates. So I guess that's kind of decent. Then this guy plays... I don't know. He seems screwed. So he probably plays gardens here and then town hall. So I guess this is not ideal. If we play magistrates, then he plays garden, then town hall, then arena. I don't think it matters that much. I would probably play Magistrates just because there is another arena and it might be coming our way. But I think it's very close. And look what the cat brought to us. But it's actually Craftsman here. We are saved here. It didn't matter too much. Okay, we didn't play this one, so we can just play Gardens here. We can still count on Haven from the first hand. But I wouldn't bet on it, to be honest. Okay, Philosophers is a very important pickup for us. Generally, it looks okay-ish. And we have to discard from this one. I don't know. I don't know if I loved the red pickup, to be honest. I'm surprised how low the red was picked here, but it's okay. Let's see who won, and let's see what was the score, where we placed. I think we are placing like third. And yeah, we are placing third, but it was really close. So the first place goes to actually to the Halicarnassus. It's still preserved. Yeah, that guild wouldn't have been very good for us, so it's good that we didn't pick it up. Pretty solid. The second place goes to the another green player. This is something that's very weird, and you will see that when I like show you the games from the next phase where there is 6 players. So for 5 player, there can be 2 green players and they can 1-2, and for like take P1 and P2, and for 6 player, it could be like there are 2 green players, there is like more green cards in the pool, and they can be like 4th and 5th, or like 5th and 6th even. And that's just because there's like more hands and the green player relies on chains, and sometimes he's just not getting the hands with chains. In lower player count, like if you're playing 3 player, you can almost guarantee there is a green, or there is a green hand that will screw somebody, so like both of you are screwed. In 6 player, when we like go jump higher, it's very possible for the green guy to like just have like 2 picks from the green and then like 2 awkward picks that he cannot do anything with it. Halicarnassus obviously helps because you just have these amazing stages that are probably overpowered. So Halicarnassus is still the king of green, but in 5 player it's actually quite common for 2 players to be in green and they are like finishing pretty high. I'm quite impressed by this play. Like this was second place, right? But it's very solid here. Like this guy made something from nothing, to be honest. Very impressive. Very impressive play by Komushi here. And you know, I'll just show you quickly what happens in game 2 and game 3, and then we'll go back to the final table for the game 4. And the rules for the tournament are that the top 3 just goes through, and then top 3 of like 5 groups with the best scores from the rest, so people from places 4th and 5th, go with if they have like a very good score. So it's a very important game for those 3. But we'll be following realism here. I think Babylon is always very interesting in those high player counts. And this is a very weird game. Like this is potentially green, this is potentially green, this is potentially green. This potentially has priority, but I guess like Halicarnassus has priority over us. This should just be a very interesting game. And also realism here is fighting for like a good score. Like he just needs good score to go through. He doesn't need to win this game. These players are probably like risking it for the win. And Ectelion is here just, you know, contemplating because he with 18 points, he probably just already threw. So let's go. I think I would actually go A here. There is like no clear red other than Olympia. But even the Olympia can have troubles. Like this is Alexandria, so this can be a lot of red fighting. We can try to benefit from that. I'm not like the biggest fan, to be honest, of the B side in high player counts. Not a great fan of the B side in general. I'm going to say something controversial. I think it was better in the old edition. Like I just don't like. I know I was excited. I thought this is good, but it just proves constantly to be a liability. Basically, this stage is usually just a random card H3, and just random card H3 I think is worse than 3 points. That's just my opinion, and it needs like the restrictions here are just so high. I usually just prefer the A side a lot of the times. So with that rant, let's just go through the game. And he chooses B here, of course. And it's a very interesting first hand. And like, I mean, super interesting. We can go press. We can go stockade, and we can go both of these actually. And like, it's wide open. It depends on what you want to do and what you expect other players to do. So Alexandria rightfully chose. Let me just maybe zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that should be better. So Alexandria here will be fighting for reds. Olympia will be fighting for reds here. So by just playing Stockade, we are probably just stamping on Halicarnassus. But fighting red with Halicarnassus is not always good. So yeah, that can be awkward. Press would be very important to get here. And there is huge problem with the grays in 5 players. Like, it's hard to access them. There is obviously like as many grays as you can get in one game, but it's still very important to have access to it. Stone Pit with like the duel would let us actually take advantage of this first stage and actually make it quite okay. But it's a lottery. Like, will Halicarnassus pass us one? I think he goes press here, and I cannot blame him, but I'm just want to talk about the options. Here we do get excavation, and I imagine this is just excavation. We would love the stone pit, but maybe it wills to us. It won't be as good, but it still be decent. The marketplace is gone. This is a little sad, but we get a forest cave, and this is a very interesting pickup. He picks glass here, and I think that's 100% correct. Forest cave would have been interesting, but it might have been. It might have been risky for Hali. Like, Hali still feels so great at playing the green at all player counts. And double duel, it's a little less good than you usually would expect, because like right now we cannot buy this stage, for example, and it can hurt us in the future. We have access to all the grays, so that's fine. I imagine so we just pick the scriptorium here. And do we get paid for the scriptorium? We do. And that was surprising to me. If I would be Halicarnassus, I would usually pay to Ephesos. We are struggling for gold. Ephesos is not struggling for gold, so that's the difference. Here I would imagine this is tavern or buffs, so probably tavern, because we actually need the cash more than we need the points right now, or the chain. He gets all 3 sets, which is quite an achievement. We we unfortunately do not get the access to this stage. We are just missing something, but we can play one or the other. Doesn't really matter. So whatever. There's no difference in this position, because sometimes it will be a difference, of course. Let's see. This is a weird one. I would play Lab from this hand. I would actually play Lab. But I'm not sure what he's going 4. I can imagine Glassworks here. No, it's actually... I wouldn't, probably. Everybody has access to everything, so that's okay. This is a tough pickup, because Caravanserai is very important for us right now, but we would also love to get stables, but I imagine it has to be Caravanserai. Whoa, that would be crazy. I imagine that was a misclick. So the red is like just being firmly grabbed here. I would grab School here, 100%. That would just be my pickup. But let's see. I would get the Dispensary. What's gonna be? Okay. Like we have the economy right now. We are just, you know, grabbing points wherever we can. Ugh. This could be hard because there might not be any... I don't remember firsthand, but there might be just nothing. So either he plays a Brickyard or a Loom to get resources and then play this and this, or there is something to be picked up and it's just a Wonder Stage. If it's a Wonder Stage, I would imagine this is Foundry hidden. But I would probably play the Loom here. Yeah, I would probably play the Loom. Because nobody is... like, this guy is interested in Chamber of Commerce, but it's not a huge interest, and we can just benefit from a Chamber of Commerce. No, but it's a Brickyard. Oh, okay. And then we hide Dispensary, of course, and we play the Wonder Stage. But I think I still like a little better to play the Cloth, but it's not by a huge margin. This makes us very, very sad, but you know, this is life. So first hand, and already a huge choice. And this hand comes back to us, and he can only pick from it once. So I imagine this is 2 green. This means 2 green picks from us, and this has to be the case. So we are just not picking green for the whole age, I think. That's how we will roll here. So this has to be the Pantheon. And just to explain, we are currently at 4 green, 6 green with our spread would let us get 26 points in 6 green, so that makes it the best. The strategy here, given that they quite carelessly played their own stages, the strategy here would be to just drown them in green and red, and I would imagine this is a Lighthouse pickup. Nothing great. I think fortifications is a little bit too risky. We are very sad to pass Ludus, but I don't think we can justify 3 points over 5. Yeah, I don't think we can. And so I would imagine this is Gardens. Yeah, he picks red, so we are happy we didn't. This is 5, this is 5, this is 3 at the moment. But yeah, we wouldn't want to pass, like, but also we kind of don't care about Actelion in this game. He's ahead of us right now, and I think he's ahead of everybody except for New Touch. So I think this is still a fine position for us. We are mostly fighting against Kumoshi here. Like we want to beat someone. So I imagine we can just focus really hard what is best for Kumoshi here. And I think it doesn't matter. Ship owners is 6, this is 6, so I guess this is a little better. So I guess we would pick Arena from this one. No, ship owners is better because we might get another guild. Yeah, so it's ship owners. And we get a green guild. This is very fine as well. No, I would never play a red here. I guess he was counting on red, but I think that was just like miscalculation. That was a blunder, I think. And this is just the double green. But this could be like 6 points. Oh, 5 maybe. No, 6. No, I still think it was a blunder. But in the end, we do beat Wadu here. So, and we did beat Ectelion. How did he? Maybe I miscalculated something. Ah, okay. This was a red push. Kumoshi actually, like, this red push actually worked for him. Like, he got 7. I think, like, I'm most impressed probably but by the play. Like, in these 2 games by Kumoshi here. He like, he makes these awkward setups work somehow. Like, obviously, the guild helps, and he got the caravanserai. Uh, but this was impressive. This was quite impressive, I think. And in the end, you will see the scores on the next screen. And there you have it, guys. Let me know how you liked it in the comments. Please consider subscribing and throw a like if you enjoyed the content. And if you already are subscribed, thank you for being an excellent subscriber. See you in the next one. Bye.